This January, Oni Press proudly presents Spirit of the Shadows #1, the most visually dazzling and hauntingly heartfelt superhero horror hit of 2026. A stunning new 5-part series drawn from the darkest recesses of the imagination of co-writers Nick Cagnetti and Daniel Ziegler, and featuring the first full-length artwork by Cagnetti since his electrifying debut with 2022's Pink Lemonade.
Eric LaRoe was a mortal musician until his sudden death plunged his soul into the carnival-like torments of the spirit world beyond our own. Now, reborn as a phantom, Eric will claw his way back from the infernal planes and avenge the dark sins that transformed him into the spirit of the shadows.
In the tradition of Jack Kirby's The Demon, Mike Allred's Madman, and Todd McFarlane's Spawn, Spirit of the Shadows is an eye-popping new addition to the canon of creator-owned superheroes. Find it in comic shops everywhere this January, only from Oni Press.
Yo, this is Brad.
And this is Lisa.
From Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Hey, everybody, this is David Harper from the Comics Interview Podcast Off Panel and the comic site Sketched.
This is Botter Milligan of the Short Box Podcast.
And you are listening to the Oblivion Bar Podcast.
The Oblivion Bar.
And you are now listening to the Oblivion Bar Podcast.
Welcome to the Oblivion Bar Podcast with your host, Chris Hacker and Aaron Knowles.
All right.
We'll get at the end.
Yo, New York Comic Con, how are we doing today? That was really good. I'm not even asked to redo that again, but I do want to say, I want you guys to give yourself a round of applause for finding this room. They put us in the dungeon this year.
That's right.
It's all right. It's all right. All right. By show of hands, how many of you are here? Because there's chairs, it's quiet, and there's AC. Me too. All right, I'm here too. I kid. Look, on behalf of the panel, I want to give you guys a round of applause for being here. Thank you so much. It means the world to us. Welcome to the live comic podcast show at New York Comic Con, featuring the Short Box, crossing over with Off Panel, crossing over with Comic Book Couples Counseling Podcast, crossing over with the Oblivion Bar. No, it really does mean the world to us. My name is Botter Milligan. I am the host of said Short Box Podcast, one of the longest running weekly comic book talk shows. It's also the only comic book podcast where you will hear the Jacksonville Jaguars ever mentioned in a comic podcast. All right, pretty proud of that.
Duval.
Also on my panel are some of the best comic podcasters in the world, if you ask me. All right, to my right is David Harper, host of the comic website Sketched and the comic interview podcast Off Panel. Fun fact, the #1 stilt man evangelist, 18 years in a row, baby.
1841, please. Come on.
All right, sitting next to him is Brad and Lisa Gullickson, hosts of the Comic Book Couples Counseling Podcast, a.k.a. the #1 couple in comics, quoted by Tom King. I'm always going to remind them of that, all right? That's a hell of a flex.
Simonsons.
All right, and last but not least, sitting down there, holding down the fort, just looking goddamn handsome, all right, are the bad boys of comics.
Ooh, bad boys.
The hosts of the comic and pop culture show Oblivion Bar. Let's give Chris and Aaron Knowles a round of applause. All right, look, like I said, this is a live comic book crossover show in every sense of the word. We each brought a piece of our shows. I think what makes all of our shows unique, you know, we're all talking comics, but I think we all bring a certain perspective, background, a certain flair to the conversation. And the goal of this live comic podcast show is to bring a piece of our shows, the spirit of our shows, to this and to make one amalgam, if you will, of a live show. So what we're doing today is a journey through all of our shows, through different segments that we've all brought together. And I just want to kick it off, all right? And the goal is really to bring not only a piece of our shows to New York, But we're trying to show the ultimate demonstration of comic fandom and appreciation for this culture, which is why we're all here in New York, right? So with that being said, this is being recorded. We're going to drop this. I know I'll drop it on my feed, the Short Box, later this month. I'll be sharing it with the crew as well. We're also going to do a live Q&A. So if you have questions at any point, if you'll raise your hand, my lovely wife will hand you a postcard. You could write it down, and we'll do some Q&A at the end. How's that sound?
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. With that being said, how about we jump into our first segment, hosted by the Comic Book Couples Counseling Podcast, Dirty Laundry.
Yes.
Dirty little comic secrets revealed. Take it over, Brad, Lisa.
Who's familiar with Dropout TV? Okay. All right. Dropout TV. So how do we introduce our podcast? By stealing another show. We're going to do Dirty Laundry. Lisa, explain what Dirty Laundry is.
From each of the panelists, we have collected a secret. Because on our podcast, we want to get to know comic book creators better, and we want to get to know their secrets. So each of the panelists have submitted a secret, and it's up to them to figure out whose secret is whose. If you guys guess correctly somebody's secret, you get a point. But if it's your secret and nobody guesses it, you get 3 points.
All right.
So there will be a little time for some debate. So if it's your secret, you're gonna want to deflect because you're gonna want those points.
And Lisa and I have seeded this packet with our own secrets, but we don't win any points. We just confuse the other panelists.
That's right. That's
All
right.
Chaos
There's one thing
agents.
I'm good at. I am a master at debating.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be interesting. So the first secret is who on this panel once played the kazoo at the head of a parade through a mall to celebrate the life of a deceased superhero?
Who could that be? Aaron, do you have a guess?
You.
I am very musical. That is true. I do have a master's degree in music, but that's hardly a secret. I'm very proud.
And you do sing funerals.
I do sing funerals and weddings. So if you guys are, getting married or dead, you can call me.
I was definitely leaning towards Lisa too. The musical angle
Yeah,
seems
same.
like the right fit.
But would I put my own secret first?
Your ego.
Is it? Do you want us to believe that you wouldn't put the secret
Exactly.
first? I think as you're doing, it's like a counter
All right.
reflection.
Okay, it sounds like we're ready to guess.
Let's guess. Potter, whose secret is this?
I was also leaning Lisa because she's the most musically talented out of all of us, like 10 times over. But
Yeah.
I'm getting the vibe that's not the case. So I'm gonna go Aaron because he's a little. Look at the smirk he's got right now.
He did jump in first.
He's whimsical, so that would
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going Lisa too.
David's going Lisa. I'm not guessing. Chris.
Lisa. Yeah.
Lisa.
Consensus.
Else for Lisa.
All right.
Okay.
So we don't have drinks to sip, but
I do though.
the person who played a kazoo at the head of a parade through a mall to celebrate the life of a deceased superhero, please raise your hand. David Harper.
They have kazoos in Alaska?
Yeah, they do. R.I.P. Kal-El Clark Kent. He died, and my shop had a parade through the mall, one of the big malls in Anchorage. I walked through leading everyone with a kazoo. It was, in hindsight, probably one of the more embarrassing things I ever did, but I was like 7, so I was really into it. So
Actually, David, it's still embarrassing at 40-something.
I killed it on that kazoo. You have no idea. Lisa is not the only talented musician.
Can you give us a sample of that sound?
I don't have a kazoo on me.
Do we have a kazoo in the crowd anywhere? Anybody have a kazoo? I know someone has to have one, right?
Statistically, somebody in this convention center has a kazoo.
I think we did ants marching, actually.
That's the proper way to send off Superman.
I don't know a lot on kazoo.
Did you have the armband?
How does that one go?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
How does that one go? Let's get a mouth rendition.
Yeah.
There was actually 4 of me for
No,
the
we're
Reign
going to
of
spare
Superman.
David from performing. Second secret.
Oh, can I read this one?
All right, this one, I hope the statute of limitations is passed.
Brad.
Who was once forgiven by Darwin Cook for stealing his artwork?
Whoa.
Wow.
Who was once forgiven by Darwin Cook, rest in peace, for stealing his artwork?
Can I ask a clarification question?
Sure.
Was it a physical piece of artwork or his?
We're not
We can't
saying.
say. We can't say.
I just want to say Brad was too quick to deflect. I have to go with Brad here.
Yeah.
I do love Darwin Cook.
That
But
is
Chris
true.
is also getting very red. Now he's getting redder.
Listen, I would open hand steal Darwin Cook's art from his table, him looking at me. I wouldn't even try to hide it. If he was still here, rest in peace, Darwin Cook. No, my guess is actually going to be you, Botter, because I know you have an affinity for Darwin Cook, and I want points. So I'm going to go with, our moderator here.
And he's from Jacksonville. If the good place taught me anything, it's you guys love stealing stuff.
They're known for stealing stuff, I
Say
think.
Dirty Duval for nothing. All right.
Are we
Chris.
Donkey Dog.
Aaron, what about you? Waiting on you.
You.
Okay. So we've got one for Botter. Who are you guys?
Fodder.
Botter.
I'm bothering it.
Yeah,
Everyone's
guys. I
bothering
thought we were
us.
friends.
So
Will the person who stole from Darwin Cook but was ultimately forgiven by Darwin Cook
Okay, this is Brad. Never mind.
please raise your hand?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait,
Fodder!
Knew it.
me.
What did you steal?
That bandit.
Let me show you. Okay, I got photo evidence. The story behind this goes that I think I was like 18, 19. Very, I don't know, I was just getting into graffiti and spray painting. And to make stencils, I would print out like images, artwork, and I would create stencils by hand. Darwin Cook's style is like deceivingly simple, but it also made for really easy stencils. So I'd print out a bunch of his artwork, use it, I trace it out, spray paint it. And I think this was my first my first MegaCon. I went there and I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if I actually like made a Batman piece for Darwin Cook and gave it to him. And this is just young thinking, just like brashful thinking. I went up to his table, expressed how much of a fan I was, and handed him this piece. And I'll never forget the look of confusion on his face. Like, I think I should sue you, but I'm gonna let it slide. Now he was like a stand-up gentleman. He was like, "This is amazing, thank you so much," and he gave me an original. I think that's an original art
Parker.
of is it
Parker.
Parker? Thank you so much. Yeah, he was great. And shortly after, I got a cease and desist to never do that again. So, that was me.
And I have my agents at your house right now
Same,
stealing that art.
Go inside. He's moderating right now. Go.
It's a big shout out.
All right, on to the next one. The next secret. Who taught Newt Gingrich the concept of manga?
What? Oh gosh, I know this one. I've actually heard this story before, so I feel like I'm cheating if I say who this is.
No, you should say it. We're going to guess really well
last,
then.
please.
I'm going with David.
Ooh, David.
Yeah, I'm gonna go David too.
Brad. Brad, 100%. Lock it in.
Okay, so we've got one David. So we're gonna ask you last.
Yep.
I said David as well.
Okay. So
Wait.
the person.
Wait.
Are we ready?
Can I ask the audience, just scream it out. Who do you guys think is the dirty secret on this one?
Brad.
Yell it out louder. Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's Brad.
Yeah. Did I tell you that story already?
You've actually told me that story twice, which is really funny.
It's a great story.
I'm still gonna give you the point.
Thank you.
Did he
Yeah.
understand
I listen to my
the
friends'
concept
stories.
of manga?
I'm not 100% sure. I was working for Barnes & Noble at the time. I was managing the Reston, Virginia store. He did a lot of signings. I'm terrible at this. You'd think, as a podcaster, I know how mics work. He did a lot of signings for the Reston Barnes & Noble. And because I was the biggest guy, I was always his,
Wrangler?
Yeah, his security, Barnes & Noble security guy. And one signing we set up next to the manga section. And we're waiting for the crowd to come in. And he goes, manga? What's manga? And I go, well, Mr. Gingrich, it's basically comics, from Japan. And he goes, oh. And I taught him the concept of manga.
Yeah. And now he's on volume 4 of Free Run, so he's really into it now.
He's so into Berserk.
Yeah.
And you're like, and get this, you read it from right to left.
My God.
All right.
You'd think you prefer it that way.
Before we gone with the Pee Wee Herman story.
Before we get to the next one, I just wanted to caveat your story about stealing art.
Oh, come on,
real
guys. I
quick.
thought we'd forget about that.
Only because I had to check my notes to make sure that I wasn't going to give away one of my truth and a lie or whatever, because I was under the impression that those answers were for something a little.
Aaron, we have modified yours so that it is true. So do not.
Never mind. I'll tell that story later.
Say any more.
Okay.
Right.
So there are 2 secrets that have not been revealed yet. Mine and Aaron's, right?
All right.
I have no secrets.
And, oh, do we have 3 left? Never mind, I take that back.
We
Okay.
have 3 secrets.
We have 3 secrets left. Okay, here we go. Who has been crowned champion of eating or for eating. Who has been crowned a champion for eating?
For eating?
Yeah,
All right.
he's an eating champion.
All right.
Like hot dogs?
I feel weird saying this because this feels like a judgmental statement, and I don't know him. But Aaron,
He really gives off hot dog eating vibes, doesn't
yeah,
he?
he does. He's got that energy.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna go with David. I'm gonna go with counter. Don't attack my friend right here.
I do like to eat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the least suspected person possibly. I'm gonna go Lisa. I think Lisa
all right.
might have a couple of eating championship belts underneath.
I am very competitive. That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
The person who has been crowned champion for eating, please raise their hand. Lisa, we do have to wrap up our
sorry.
segment, so we got to
I
go
don't know if
quick.
we're
Okay,
keeping
here we
score,
go.
but I'm
I do love to
killing
eat.
this.
It was a hot wing eating contest. 13. They were super hot. And yes, I did keep them down probably about 30 minutes later.
No good.
No good.
Gross.
So this is the last two secrets. It's between me and Chris Hacker.
Hey.
So, secret number 1 is who almost got into a fist fight for Timothy Zahn's honor, and the other one is who frightened Will Wheaton so much he broke into a run.
Damn.
So one is me and one is Chris Hacker.
I actually feel like I know the answer to one of these, so I'm going to abstain, but I love these. These are amazing.
Okay.
Am I allowed to answer?
I don't think I can. I can't respond.
Oh no.
I'm going Zahn with Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Zahn with Chris and Will Wheaton with Lisa.
Okay. Well, the person who got in a fist fight for Timothy Zahn's honor, please raise your hand.
I didn't get into a fist fight. I almost got into a fist fight, and it was because the guy was being a little too forward with the guy who like basically created all of Star Wars lore. So he was like getting way too pushy on like from one panel to another. And I was like, back up. Gave him like one of these little chest extenders, and we just kept walking. I grabbed Timothy Zahn by his shirt. And I like pulled him along with me through the crowd. Anyway, yeah,
You will not speak bad of Thrawn.
yeah.
So the person who frightened Will Wheaton so much he broke into a run was me, but I think it was kind of Brad's fault because we were on a crowded sidewalk in San Diego during Comic-Con, and like a foot and a half away is Will Wheaton and his son. And Brad is just standing there, and we have a very I can't tell, you might not be able to tell sitting down, but there's a lot of height difference between the two of us. And so I didn't learn how to whisper until I was like 17 years old. So I go, Brad, Will Wheaton is right there. And he flinches not at all. And then I go, Brad, Will Wheaton is right there. And he's like, what? And I go, Brad, Will Wheaton is right there. And then he just runs across the street
Oh my God.
with his son.
Come on, son, let's go. Hurry.
It was a sprint.
All right, that's awesome.
Okay, we have an official winner. David Harper, congratulations.
Wow, he wins everything. Wow.
You can have a comic book couples counseling pen. And there's a definite loser. It's Botter.
Oh, Potter, I'm sorry.
Yo, I take it for the team. Take one for the team.
I think
All
I
right.
win the right of going next, don't I?
Absolutely. But with that being said, let's go ahead and give Brad and Lisa a round of applause for that segment. Great way to kick it off. Now, moving along, next segment is taken over by our guy. I do want to say one thing real quick. For the most part, we did a good job of keeping our segments somewhat a secret from each other. And I don't think you guys have seen the final deck except for maybe one other person on this crew. But with that being said, I want to show you guys
What
the
did you
next
do to
slide,
mine?
which I'm going to pass it to David to take over for this next segment, which I like to call the off-panel show.
Woo, yeah.
David asked the question.
Why am I the Riddler?
Questions, Riddler, you know.
Question everything.
I love it. I
You
love
look
it.
natural. And for the record, I found this on your Facebook page.
I was under the impression that David actually made
I did
this.
some
So
rudimentary, very terrible.
I have dressed up
Photoshop.
as a lot of things. I've never dressed up as the Riddler, but
I
I,
think
love
it's
it.
pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Actually, I think that was Evil Knievel. I think you modified my Evil Knievel. Anyways, so yo, everybody, welcome to the Off Panel Show. And normally on my podcast, I go inside baseball with comics, with comic creators and people like this fine person up here, Patrick Brower from Challengers Comics Conversation in Chicago. Yes, it is. But today, I want to take you inside the secret world of comic podcasters because, there's a lot of stuff that we don't talk about. And there's probably a reason why we don't talk about it. It's like the dumb inside baseball stuff. And so I'm going to be digging into that. It's less of a game show. It's more of just silly stuff. And I want to start. There's a fun thing. I don't know why it's something that I do, but I'm very curious. I've always wanted this, and I've never actually asked them what they do. One of the things I want to know is comic podcasters. We'll start with you, Brad.
Oh.
So when you're testing your mic, do you have a mic test sound? Is there a sound you do to do that?
We test our mics together because we do everything together because we're lovers.
Codependent.
We're codependent.
Codependent.
Lovers.
And it's not a sound. We say something every time.
Is it test? Please don't say
No,
test.
it's not just test. It's this is an audio mic test. This is an audio mic test. This is an audio mic test. This is an audio mic test.
Do you frame it like a question?
Does she sing?
And then she sings.
Every time?
I never dreamed my
This
life
is far
would be.
better than the answers I actually thought I was going to get.
It's so weird because we do the same exact thing.
It's weird, yeah.
Wait, who sings?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
He can hit a high C. I can't do it. I
have no idea what she said.
Chris, do you have a sound?
Actually, it's funny. We do. It's almost. We do it reactive. We're like chickadee check. That's what we do. I'm the whitest person alive.
Gonna pet that dog.
That's the Vanilla Ice mic check. I like.
Yeah.
I love it. Botter, you have to have something. It's not just
absolutely.
test.
Mine is yo 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 yo.
Okay, I am the most ridiculous person here because I don't even I kind of say the word mop, but it's really slow. And I go, mop, mop. And I just do that. And it's funny because my wife, Amber, who's here, I'll have my door closed, but she'll be
recording
walking by,
again.
and she just hears mop, mop as she's walking behind. She's like, David's about to start recording. That's how she knows. I love that.
It's like you got a weird Mothman kink. It's like map.
Another thing I think is fascinating is, we've all been doing this for a long time. Somehow Botter has been doing this longer than all of us. Was it 2013?
I'm insane.
Yes. But during that time, we've had people listen to our podcast. Everyone gloms on to different things. And one of the things that I always find really fascinating is I'll run into people and they'll actually quote how I say things, patron names during the at the end of my outro. I'll say this one person's name where I just shout out Norbert, and then another person's name I'll say Tom Barnett. And like a creator one time emailed me and it was just said Tom Barnett, Norbert at the end of it. Is there anything you all have been surprised that listeners have really glommed onto from your time podcasting? Botter, we'll start with you.
The yo. I will hear yo Shortbox Nation when people are trying to get my attention. But to answer your question, but also a funny one. One day, Blythe, my wife, is also a longtime podcaster too. And one day we were walking down the street, I think coming from an event, and someone was driving by. And they go, yo, I love this show. I love the podcast. And my arrogant self was like, thank you. And he goes, no, man, not you, her. Everything's logistic. So, yeah.
That's amazing. What about you guys? Anything that surprised you?
We have a similar outro thing where every now and again, someone will ask us, well, why do you say electronically every time at the end of your show that way?
Yeah.
And it's because I like to say electronically the same way every time. And we don't pre-record our outros. Our outros are recorded every time. And I say that word at the end, follow the podcast electronically the same way every time.
Isn't it funny how after you've said something for so long that one way, it's like you can't not say it that way?
Yeah.
I do have people at conventions come up to me and talk about the state of their marriage or their recent divorce. And a thing that I get a lot is people go like, I wish my partner read comics. Which makes me sad because I wish your partner read comics too.
You're like, I thought this was a counseling show. What's going on?
Yeah.
The comics are counseling us.
What about you, Chris and Aaron?
I think it's that people almost immediately know that Aaron, they know that Aaron's role is the bounce off guy. He's the funny, sort of the secret sauce of the show.
I don't do shit.
I'm the straight man. They know that almost within the first 5 minutes. They always, when we talk about the show, they're often being like, I was really enjoying this conversation with, Jason Fabak. We released an episode with Jason Fabak today, and they'll be like, well, Aaron always comes in and sort of brings in that almost like POV sort of representation, right? I'm the one asking like, what's your process? And all these like very in-depth questions that I'm sure they're annoyed hearing. And Aaron's usually like, so like, my kink is She-Hulk. What's yours? You know, like something like that, you know? So it's very like off the wall, keep things very spicy and sort of fresh, you know?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Aaron's like, are you like, for Dio, do you use stick or like a body wash? What type you got?
Yeah, I like to ask the like in the moment stuff. Like I love the fact that Chris covers the process, and we both kind of hit the artists and these creative teams with this. I don't know. Our dynamic allows them to kind of relax in whichever environment they feel comfortable, and that allows them to give a little bit more into the process. Not just about like, I like to draw first, then ink it, then let. No, it's like this is emotional, and when you get artists that tell you about emotions, it makes you feel good.
I feel like if you have a 2-person show, you always have to have one person that's order and the other person who's chaos. I don't really know who's order and chaos for Brad.
Oh, I do. I do with these two. Lisa is the funny guy. She's the color commentator, and Brad is the straight man.
Though, like in life, I'm actually the chaos.
That's what Chris is saying.
Oh, no.
That was a perfect
Reverse
answer, to
that.
be honest.
I mean the reverse of that.
Point
where
well
I'm
made.
like, I'm more ordered when it comes to the show. Like
You
in
think
terms
so?
of prepping.
In terms of prepping, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're also like, you are the funny person. You are the wild card.
Okay.
All right.
I'm definitely the
I'll
planner.
take that
of
as a
ours.
compliment.
You're the planner?
I'm the planner.
Yeah.
On team.
But I'm
I
definitely
agree.
the messy one.
Yeah. You're
I'm
a
the
mess.
messy.
Well,
I'm
speaking of
messy.
chaos, shirt.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
So I have a question for the co-hosts in particular because they know each other better than anybody. And I want to know, who is the most nervous or intimidated or excited or whatever you've ever seen your co-host? Lisa, what about Brad? Because I feel like he probably gets pretty jacked about some guests.
Stan Sakai was a big deal the first time. You were really nervous.
Brad, did you weep?
I did not cry, but I was incredibly nervous. And I think also the first time Todd McFarlane was on the show,
Oh, that was
yeah.
a big deal.
I was very stressed. And then by the 4th time, I was like, Todd, I have other guests.
Humble brag.
I said a tight 40, Todd. Let's go.
Come on, guy. I only asked one question. What are we doing here? What about with Lisa? Dan Slott. Did you guys do that?
Dan
we
Slott.
did
And the Allreds.
And
Allreds
Allreds.
is
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I think, yeah, you're pretty cool. You don't get to.
That's so funny.
One of the funniest things about when like different podcasts have the same guest at the same time, you'll see things where like we all bring our own flavor to it. And like Lisa spent like the whole time talking about the monkeys with the Allreds, which is really funny. No one else did that.
I think you don't get nervous necessarily, but afterwards you have like the social anxiety, like
Yeah.
that was terrible.
Yeah, I'm definitely like the flinchy one. Yesterday we did a panel with Pornsack Pitchashote, and I feel like I hugged him too intimately, and I've been like flinching ever since. Like I really got in there and got a really good hug.
I mean,
That
she
was like a
did
little
lead
bit
it.
too
Yeah,
long.
Yeah.
So
Oops, he's a great writer, you guys.
for Aaron and Chris, Aaron, I know that your answer is Trad Moore, but what is your answer, or Chris, what is your answer for Aaron?
We got to interview Amy Jo Johnson live at San Diego, or not San Diego, Chicago C2E2. There it is.
I asked you not to tell this story.
And we asked her, to Aaron's credit, he actually emailed Amy and was like, hey, would you like to do an interview with us? And, to her credit, she said yes, but we got to do it in person and you got to come to our hotel. And I was like, please. And then, so we go there and we're sort of sitting this, not even in not even a room like this, just like in a hallway. And Aaron and I are sort of like mentally trying to help each other calm down, I think. And I think we calmed down as the conversation went on, but I could definitely tell and maybe it's because we don't often do shows together, but I could see the nervousness on Aaron's face when we were doing it. And I was nervous too. I'm not just saying it was him. So, but yeah, it was definitely Amy Jo Johnson.
Really,
Did you
the background.
propose marriage?
I mean, a throuple I think was conversated at some point, but I think she ended up denying the claim. So.
Aaron was like, Tommy, was it good enough for you?
He absolutely confessed his childhood love, his ongoing love for her.
You
which
have
is
to do
incredible.
it. You have to do it.
But I was so nervous simply because, again, we don't normally do our interviews in person, so it was really hard to be like, okay, you're going to come to my hotel and interview me. Okay, where am I supposed to do this? And so I tried to find a quiet balcony place, and this was like a couple hours before. Then it started getting busy by the time she was ready to do her interview. So then we found a little quiet alcove where it was amazing, tables, chairs. We moved furniture. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like random couples started looking at the art in this hallway. It was just like every single thing just made me, because this is like really the first conversation I scheduled by myself, and I'm like, I'm ruining everything.
And Aaron hasn't scheduled the conversation since.
Yep, that's the one and
Damn,
only. But it was a
damn
big
right.
one. It was a biggie.
All right. And I think that wraps us up for the off-panel show. Let's give David Harper a round of applause first. All right. Moving on. We're moving on to the Oblivion Bar segment of the show. And they actually came up with a really cool game that I want to... Here, I'm going to disconnect for a quick second. Bear with me.
I think Blade's about to show up.
Okay. This is going to be kind of hard for us to see.
Oh wow, they have their own presentation.
Yes, a whole separate one. I don't want to. I don't
We
want to
come
ruin
correct,
anything.
everybody.
All right.
We made cards.
Botter, I'm going to come around to the front if that's okay, so I can see the screen.
Yeah. Or I can just do this.
Oh, he's on the move.
get to sit down.
Ooh, I get to sit next to Potter.
You guys share a mic.
Okay.
Why don't you just go to
All
the
right.
podium?
Oh, okay, I guess I could do that.
Yeah, take it over.
I may not be the planner of this team.
This is eating into your
I
segment
definitely
time.
have common sense.
Oh, this is way better.
How do I use this Mac?
Hello, everyone. We're going to play a quick game called Who's That
Comic Creator.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna suck at this.
And then we have, of course, Aaron. Aaron Mon, use Harden. Winky face. Anyway. Okay, number one. I don't know why I'm holding this.
Oh wow.
Number one here.
Buzz in.
Go ahead and give me a raised hand if you know who it is, okay?
Or rat-a-tat.
We're going to be, basically, here's the rules. I'm going to give you 3 hints. If anyone knows it in the crowd,
Yeah, I
shout
think
it
the
out.
crowd should yell it out. You guys can actually see the screen.
If you answer a question in the crowd correctly, you will get...
You'll
A
get
free
a
comic.
Phantom Road number 1, Christian Ward, Oblivion Bar cover.
Ooh.
All right.
All right. Hint number 1, 21 Eisner nominations. What was it? It's no, but you're in the right track. Number 2, Abido.
Stan Sakai.
There you go.
Bing, 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 bing.
Stan Sakai. Third hint was Rabbit Bodyguard, and it is Stan Sakai.
It's
I'm
Stan
so
Sakai,
glad
man.
you got that.
Is that the Pokemon font?
It is.
I feel like I'm cheating.
This is
by
all.
looking
This
at
is
the
all
screen.
themed in Who's That Pokemon? From,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2 here. We have hint number 1. First African American editor at Marvel Comics.
Christopher Priest.
Oof.
Guys, come on.
Yo, green hoodie
job,
right here
everybody.
came
Give
prepared.
him a Phantom Road right
Yeah,
here.
give
in
it
the
a
front.
green hoodie.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Jim Owsley.
Well, the next one is Jim Owsley pseudonym. There you go.
Thank you.
You can't out nerd the nerd.
He co-created Static Shock. Of course, it is Christopher Priest, one of Aaron's favorite interviews on the show.
I thought it was Prince by the silhouette.
That's a very young.
You mean the-
I mean,
I did too.
yeah,
You mean the artist formerly known as Prince?
that's right. All right,
It's
number
not
3
as
here. All right, hint number 1, military brat. I know it's kind of broad. That's a good. Yeah, that's you. Started a career as an editor, an English language adapter of manga.
Oh my God.
It's a good guess. No.
Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Yes.
Bang, 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 bang. David Harper for the win, ladies and
And the third
gentlemen.
hint was Avenging Spider-Man number 9. Of course, that's the sort of reinvention of Captain Marvel in modern day. But yes, it is Kelly Sue DeConnick.
Only at New York Comic Con could you have a hint like that.
Yeah. All right, number 4 here. I have a feeling you guys are going to get this one really quickly. Hint number 1 is in-betweener for Popeye and Betty Boop.
Oh,
Jack Kirby.
There we are right there, yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Jack Kirby also had a couple synonyms as well. And then we have Marvel, posthumously, published Fantastic Four, The Lost Adventure, a story built on the abandoned artwork of Fantastic Four 103. Yes, it is King Kirby.
That is the nerdiest hint I've ever heard. I love it. God damn.
All right, number 5, this is the last one here.
Tupac. Sorry.
All right,
I can get it from the picture.
Right. It does.
Talent Showcase number 19 from 1985. This is his first work. It's a him. There you go. There's a big hint.
oh.
Good guess. No,
I mean, I know who it is.
you know who it is?
Darwin Cook.
There it is. We already talked about it today. Darwin Cook.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Batman Beyond, of course, he worked on a lot of the cells, of course, and then Parker, Selena's big score, and The New Frontier. It is one of the all-time greats, Darwin Cook. So there you go. Who's that comic creator?
Let's give it up for Chris and Aaron.
Now, we got a few of these minutes left. If you guys go online and or like Spotify, Apple, whatever, you want to leave us a 5-star review.
Here we go. Here's a
Wow,
pitch.
God, the
bribery.
shameless plug.
Never a missed moment.
Ridiculous.
Never a missed moment, everybody.
I didn't know we could do that.
We're not
Let me
supposed
pull out
to.
my Ditko Spider-Man for 5-star reviews.
Well, the cool thing about this is that it is our exclusive with Whatnot. So there's
Yes,
the
sir.
Oblivion Bar Pod logo on the back.
All right, enough of the shameless plug.
We will find it
promise
for
each
you
other. This is truly a panel of podcasters. Okay, big shout outs to Chris and Aaron for that fun game. My segment is gonna be short and sweet because I want to save time for some Q&A. Which, by the way, if you have a question, if you'll raise your hand, Blythe will walk around with some key
Blythe the
cards.
Beautiful will be around.
Okay, my segment is gonna be short and simple. It's called Holy Hot Takes, Batman. I figured we're among our people here. We can share our deepest. Well, I mean, we shared our deepest, darkest laundry for everyone to hear.
That's
I
right.
admitted that I stole artwork, but I figured, I would like to hear a comic book related hot take from everyone that you feel comfortable sharing in front of these thousands of people. For our folks listening at home, they can't see the thousands of people that showed up for this panel.
That's right.
And I want to start. Let's start with David, and we'll work our way down. David, give me your comic hot take.
All right, my hot take is, and please don't post this online because this will result in a discourse. It happens all the time anyways. I personally do not believe that there is a wrong place to start in comics. I think there are better places to start, but I think that we spend a lot of times talking about how there's a right and wrong place, and I think it makes it confusing on people. So I started with random Transformers comics from the 1980s, and I like the Transformers, and that's all I needed. And so next thing you know, I was reading Extinction Agenda and Executioner's Song from the X-Men. Did I know who Stripe was or who Cable was? Kinda. I didn't know that they were clone brothers or whatever, but I figured it out through context. So yeah, I think we spend too much time talking about the right place to start. We make it confusing on people. Is that a hot take? I feel like it's a hot take.
Yeah,
People argue about it a lot.
That's like a really
That's a lukewarm
warm
take.
shower.
You can start with Watchmen. You probably should, but you could. Anyways.
All right, Brad. What's your hot take? You can't even get it out. You're giggling so hard.
Well, first I want to say that this is just how I feel.
Oh, God.
And I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. However you experience comics is on you. And I'm happy that you experience comics that way. And this is like a terrible place to admit this at a New York Comic Con, but I honestly feel like we spend way too much time talking about the collectability of comics. To the point where it keeps comics as an immature medium.
Sure.
Comics are as valid a storytelling medium as any other. And we mostly spend time talking about how much this comic went for that much. And I hate it. And I hate CGC. I hate slabbing. When you put a comic in a coffin, you rob it of its function and it's no longer a comic. And I think I just want to talk about what is actually valuable about the comic, which is the contents of the comic.
Preach. Hear.
But, I'm also a hypocrite because I bag and board my comics. I'm very proud. I've sold comics. I paid for a vacation by selling comics, but I also lived through the 90s, and I know that I'm not going to get anything for all my polybag books and my chromium covers, even though I thought I was going to pay for my college education.
Right. Now we're warming up.
I also don't like slab comics, but Botter gave me a 4.5 of the second appearance of Stiltman yesterday.
Crack
and
it.
was
Crack it
the
here live on the show.
perfect grade for the second appearance of Stiltman.
Low
And,
grade
like,
better
if
than
you-
no grade, baby.
If you love comic collecting and you love it, awesome. That's awesome. Don't listen to my judgments.
No, that was a good one.
That being said, we do have a CGC witness in the back. If you guys want to get anything graded while you're here today at the panel, just kidding. Yellow labels are available.
All right, Lisa, what about you? What's your hot take?
I've been asked this question many times, and I've really racked my brain about it. And I've finally come to the conclusion that I find comic book hot takes cold. So there is a great and rich history of debating in comic book culture. And while I understand that a lot of people enjoy that a lot and they love to get into it, and there is something to try to change my mind, go for it. And to me, it's I I don't find winning or losing a conversation particularly fun. I think that also the idea that you can have a wrong take that might get you excluded, I think comes across as like a little bit toxic, and I feel like it's not like particularly welcoming. And so the comic book conversations that I'm curious about and excited about are the ones that come from a place of curiosity and love, and not from I'm right and you're wrong and come at me. And if you have a take where everybody wants to treat you like Flynn Rider and pull out swords and stab you, you should probably do some self-examination. Okay. That's my hot take.
That's fantastic. I love that. All right, moving down the line. Chris, what about you? What's your comic hot take?
Okay, I don't know if this is really necessarily a hot take and more of just like a biased opinion, so you guys can let me know in the crowd or here on the panel, but I firmly believe that Tradd Moore is one of the all-time greats. Like, undeniably, I'm not going to rank him here, but...
Are people fighting you on that? Shouldn't be.
I think some folks do. It's weird, because I think he is the singular voice of our generation. I think he deserves to be in the conversation with folks like Jack Kirby, Wally Wood, Darwin Cook, Alex Toth, like folks that changed the medium in a very significant way. And maybe it's not known to us right now, but we're going to look back on Tradd years from now when he decides to do something else with his career, with his art, and think, man, we really had something special. So that's my hot take.
Yeah, that's solid right there.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, what about you?
I think that Big Barda is undersold.
Yeah.
Go deeper on that one.
Yeah. Can you go a little deeper onto that one?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay. My comic hot take is that I want to see more recap pages at the beginning of every comic,
this.
especially like a serialized one, like a monthly comic. Just because, I'm someone that ends up buying a lot or reading a lot, and sometimes I be forgetting stuff, right? And a helpful little paragraph telling me what happened in the last issue would be fantastic. I feel like some publishers are doing that, but not enough. Also, on that same page, why not put a picture of the creators? Let's put a picture of the creators. Something small so we can put face to name. I think one thing that I think we're all really good at is spitting out these names. But when you come on the con floor, and I'm guilty of it, I don't know what they look like. I'm having to like really kind of like search, or I don't know how many times maybe I've walked by a creator that maybe I'm the biggest fan of, and I just don't know what they look like. And I think we could do a better job of putting at least their face forward a little more. So that way, they're just more recognizable and memorable. Putting the credit, I think it'll go a long way in terms of crediting creators as they should be, and not just the writer and artist, but I'm talking like the whole team. The colorists, the letters, even the editors. I think should also get a little shine as well.
To speak on that, Bada, really quick, I agree with you 100%. I think like on social media, I don't know if anybody here has any pull within the big two or any publisher at that, but I think that when you post artwork on social media for a character for like, let's say Batman Day or something, credit the artist when you post the work online. Like, why are we not giving Jorge Jimenez his flowers, even though he's already like the hottest person here at the con?
Yeah, we can't put his picture.
He already
in there
has it
'cause
all.
Everybody pass out when they see it.
Right. Like, just mention his name in the post. That's all you have to do. It's super easy.
Okay, fantastic. All right, y'all. That actually brings us to the last segment of our show with just a little more than 15 minutes left. I want to get into a Q&A segment. So what we did was we reached out to our individual shows and audience and listeners and asked for some questions as well. And then obviously we've got some questions from you guys here in the crowd. I wanted to prioritize the ones that we got here live and then try to work in some of the ones from our listeners if we can get to them. I'm going to start off, there's no name on this one, but while I kind of go through this, how about we kick off with this question here? What is a new comic you wish more people would check out? And I want to work reverse this time. Aaron, I'll start off with you and Chris if you guys want to go. What is a new comic you wish more people would check out?
Well, as like the newest comic book reader in this group,
this is a thing that Aaron's been saying since we started the show. Every time we talk about something, Aaron's like, well, as a new comic book reader. And I'm like, well, of us two,
It's been 5
you're
years.
always going to be the newest comic book reader. Anyway, go ahead.
I would say recently, the first thing that comes to mind is Superman Lost. I don't think enough people gave Superman Lost the flowers it deserved. As somebody who deals with PTSD on a daily basis, the representation of those traumatic like symptoms and consequences that Superman exhibited in that book, and I got to tell Christopher Priest this, it almost brought me to tears, was the simple fact that the representation I felt there was so powerful. Like, I had never read a Superman book before because it just never really related to me. I will never forget that book. That will be my favorite Superman storyline simply because of the vulnerability and the humanity that Superman showed as dealing with that PTSD. So I highly recommend it to anybody. If you know anybody that's been through a traumatic event, if you know somebody that knows somebody that is a partner of a traumatic event survivor, and they read comics, recommend that one to them because it is, I don't know, it's like freeing. It helped me even talk about my own issues, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I had a couple that popped in my head immediately. I have like 1A, 1B. Will McFarrell's In. Dave and I, and obviously we've all talked about it with each other. I think it's an incredible story. But also I want to give a very significant sort of highlight to FML by Kelly Sue DeConnick and David Lopez. I think it's the comic for me. When I'm reading it, I'm like, gosh, it feels like Kelly Sue dipped into my brain and just went, this is what you want. Psh, here it is. It's so much fun. The art is incredible. David's contribution to that story is equally as important as Kelly's, and it just works for me. I think it's up to issue 6 now, and each issue has been so immaculate. So yeah, FML.
I'm going to say Spectrum by Dave Chisholm and Rick Quinn. If you are a music nerd, this is a comic for you. It kind of reminds me, I've said this before, Brad says I shouldn't say it, but I say it anyway. It's kind of like Sex Criminals for Virgins, where they listen to music or create art, and by doing so, they enter this parallel universe where all of this stuff is happening. Dave Chisholm is an amazing artist. Rick Quinn is a little bit of a comic book outsider, but I think that's to his advantage. It's a really different sort of book. And if you're like a person whose brain lights up by like solving puzzles or like making connections, it's a really great and fun comic. 6 issues, and it's awesome.
Yeah, trade paperback is out now. Chris, when you were talking about Tradmore, I was thinking also about Junie Baugh.
Yeah.
I think Junie Baugh is like one of the great cartoonists working today. Boy Wonder, if you want like a superhero thing. But Monkey Meat, there's 2 volumes of it from Image Comics. The Summer Batch is the one that just wrapped up. I'm also about to have a trade paperback. It's an extremely funny comic, but it's an extremely angry comic. It's talking very much about planet Earth right now. It's talking about capitalism and colonization and all the awful stuff, but doing it in such a vibrant, creative way. It's an addictive read, and I don't think enough people read Monkey Meat. And yeah, get that in your hands.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm going to cheat. I have 2 answers. One, I normally would say Xander Cannon's Kaiju Max here, and he's not making that anymore, so I can't say it. So instead, I'll say Xander Cannon's Sleep, which is his Image series. It's a 8-issue miniseries about a man who goes to sleep and becomes a monster that ravages his town every single night, except for you only see the parts where he's awake, and so he's dealing with the ramifications of his actions and just seeing the city or the town destroyed. It is amazing. It's easy to sleep on because it's in black and white, and Xander, I love him, has never been the most commercial creator, and he deserves it. Kaiju Max is a masterpiece. Sleep is incredible. And then the other one I'm going to say really quick is Do Admit by Mimi Pond. It's a new graphic novel from Drawn and Quarterly. It's a 444-page graphic novel about these wild women, British women, who were friends with Hitler, JFK, Martin Luther King Jr., and a whole bunch of other people throughout history. And it is one of the best graphic novels I have ever read. And I just wrote about it for a sketch with Oliver Sava. So I highly recommend, if you want to change of pace, autobio / biographical fiction or nonfiction, that is one of the funniest books of 2025. It's amazing.
Hell yeah. All right, I've got 2 as well. I'll cheat. I'll give one manga and then one comic. I guess they're both comics, but the manga one I'll give is technically came out in 2023, but it goes by Kagura Bachi. I'm probably butchering the name. I apologize. It is illustrated, written by Takuro Hokazano. Once again, I apologize. But it follows a young boy who is the son of a famed swordsman. The swordsman creates these amazing swords that are enchanted with magic. He creates 7 blades. He gets murdered by a group of wizards, for lack of better terms. And the son goes on a revenge tour to get back all of the blades from these 6 wizards that killed his father. He holds the 7th blade, which is like the best blade out of all of them. It is high octane action. I mean, it is, and it's drawn wonderfully as well. The concept is really cool between this like Yakuza style mob wizard group and the magic realm aspects of it. It's awesome. And then in terms of the other one, having a chance to interview Kyle Starks, he got me on to Where Monsters Lie, which Volume 3 just wrapped up Kickstarter campaign, so it should be coming out soon. But the whole premise is that all of your favorite like horror tropes, the slasher, every horror trope that you could think of.
It's a gated community for slasher
Thank
movie
you so
villains.
Much. Yeah, but they get infiltrated and found out, and hell breaks loose within the gated community. It's up to Volume 3. It's drawn wonderfully, and I am not a horror guy at all. I am very squeamish, but this comic is just so fun. And Kyle Starks injects like this humor, this humanity to it, and just such an interesting perspective in terms of like the whole horror trope. So, Where Monsters Lie and Kagura Bachi manga. With that being said, let me move on to our next question. I want to get into some kind of podcasting question here, and that is actually, let me go. Which one do I want to do? How about this one? How do you balance podcasting with your day jobs? If it is your day job, how that happened? From Adam Reck of Battle of the Atom. Big shout outs to Adam. David, I think this will be an interesting question for you to take first, considering your recent transition into doing your podcasting full time.
I am a full-time comic podcaster and comics journalist. And it's going really well. Step 1, get laid off. Step 2, do this for a very long time and hope you have an audience. And step 3, trust in the comics community because they're amazing. And it's going well so far. And the key is putting yourself out there. And honestly, like I've said this many times, listen to Brad and Lisa. They are the best in the game of promoting themselves. Yeah. I am a urchin who has no idea how to do anything besides record one podcast, and people seem to like it, but they are so good at promoting stuff. Also, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to betray you two. These two are right. Do video. Video is actually very helpful. I'm sorry I said it.
Got you. All right, Brad and Lisa.
I hate video.
We all hate video. We just do it. We have to do it.
Lisa, how do we balance life and podcasting?
Well, I used to be a classroom teacher. I only did it for 5 years, but it was making me miserable. As much as I loved the kids and I loved my subject, I was teaching music, I just couldn't do it anymore. So I switched to being a freelance music teacher, which I go to people's homes and I teach music, and then I also sing locally. And with that job, I can make my own schedule. And so, and I can move things around. So I think me switching to freelance so that I could prioritize these other things I wanted to do was really huge for me. Also, I'm just happier.
Also, we're child free.
Yeah, don't have kids.
All money goes to us.
That's right. That's right.
Big shout out to the dinks out there.
Yeah. The only thing I would add is like, we love it, and that means we're happy spending every waking second that's not already devoted to comic book couples counseling, doing comic book couples counseling.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy necessarily, but we love it.
We do.
Chris.
What's balance? How do you want to tackle that one?
I don't do anything.
It's really tough, honestly. Like, it's one of those things where I think the goal at the beginning of the Oblivion Bar was to get as big as possible, get it as many ear holes and eyeballs as possible, and that's just no longer the goal. I think we're at a point now, I think, in the show's history where we're very happy with the quality, not only of each other, but with the guests and the show and everything, where social media doesn't matter. The engagement's great. Of course, we want that, but it's not the most important thing. I think at the end of the day, is putting on a show that not only you enjoy doing, but with folks that you enjoy being around. So, balance it's hard. It's not something I can sit here and tell you, this is how you balance it correctly. You have to sort of find that within yourself. And as someone who, he's recently retired from the Army, I still obviously work full time. So it's like, it's tough, but we make it happen because we love comics. And shout out to Zach here in the crowd here, Zach Quaintance. I still steal from all the time, so I have to give him credit now that he's here. Comics demand our participation. We have to put the good into it. If we want this thing to keep going, we have to be the ones to put the good into it. So
I know it's a cliche, but it's like they say, do what you love and you won't work a day in your life. And like, the thing is it's a lot easier if you build something you love. And the work-life balance, it's like, shout to Adam. Adam has a great podcast, Battle of the Atom. And they do a great job. And it's a lot easier when you can make something that you're proud and happy doing every single day. And that doesn't answer the work-life balance, but it makes it a little bit easier.
For me, it's just about having
Chris to do the job.
That's the majority of it. But also it's just the fact of again, the work-life balance, because not only do we have to think about each other's schedule, but I have to think about like my wife's schedule. We have to think about the guest schedule. So when you're working and you're fighting 3 or 4 different scheduling, like appointments and timelines and calendars, it gets crazy. So what I try and get Chris and I to do is constantly do the specific things that we can do regularly at a specific time during the week, because I need that transparency for my week. And then, we're working to where I can take some of the toll of the show off of his shoulders. So I got to learn things. I learn things by repetition. He learns things by just doing it.
Blunt force.
He's just hitting his head against the wall. So I need repetition. So it's really good. It's communication, really. Especially if you have a multi-person podcast, communicate, be open about it. We have a quarterly come to Jesus moment with each other. So, and we really have to put everything out there, because if we don't, we'll start tearing each other's head off.
Yeah. And I'm going to piggyback off Aaron's remarks, which I thought were great. As someone that's been doing this for 13 years, the minute I started building out a process, I know it sounds super kind of corny to think like process and all that, but it'll go a long way if you can build out a process where it's plug and play, where this is the program I use. If you can build out templates, it goes a long way. Like the less brain power you have to do in terms, because podcasting is that pipeline is insane. Scheduling, recording, editing, posting, promoting, and then it's right back. It's just like it's a cyclical cycle that can break you down very easy. And going 13 years, it's like lean into the process, build out a process that makes it as easy as possible, where you're not having to assert too much brain power into the very minutia things if you can figure it out.
And shout out to the partners who literally wait for our.
Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick before I forget. And then also, do you know what the average number of downloads for all my podcasters out there? Do you know what the average number of downloads for a show that has been posted in the first 7 days? It's 30. 30 downloads is the average of this is from a sample pool of over 150,000 podcasts. 30 downloads does not sound like a lot. But if you consider that there is about, let's say for audio listeners, it's over 2,000 people in this panel room. But for everyone else, there's about 40 to 50 people here. 40 to 50 people in a room that you're talking to that are listening and attentive and absorbing your message. That's powerful stuff. So don't get tied up into defeating yourself by looking at the numbers can go down a weird rabbit hole. And I think you got to always stay in perspective. So with that being said, we don't have much time. I want to go through these next ones, lightning round, if you don't mind.
Just shout out to the partners for being patient with us, because sometimes our interviews run long. Mm-hmm. So thank you.
Okay. Yep. I want to actually pull from some of the listener submitted questions, starting with this one that I've got on screen from Gianno Palumbo. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
Gianni,
thank you.
Podcaster,
For the whole panel, who are your dream creators to interview alive or past, and why? I'm just going to go and say Mobius. I think what that dude is, when you look at his stuff, it's like, I just want to get inside the mind of Mobius to figure out how he came up with some of the things that he's drawn in his perspective. I think would be a fascinating conversation. David.
Brooke and Robin Lopez, twins that play in the NBA. They're big comic nerds, and one of them likes beating up NBA mascots, and I want to know why.
Dead Darwin Cook and Jack Kirby, alive Alan Moore.
I would never have Alan Moore in the podcast. He scares me too much.
I know, he is scary. I'm also going to say Alan Moore, though, because that is our goal. That would be, we know we've really made it when we've had Alan Moore on the podcast. I'm going to say Jesus Christ. Think of all of the listings.
Oh, dang.
Jesus Christ, who's your favorite Spider-Man? Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, just
Who's
ballpark.
the best Chris?
Yeah. Okay, a lot for me. Alive, it is Chris Evans, James Gunn, Jim Lee. I would have said Brian K. Vaughan. Shout out to David. He got that. He made that happen. Dead, Darwin Cook, and Jack Kirby. Sorry, yeah, same answer. Aaron, go ahead.
Mila Jovovich, self-explanatory. And then Jim Lee, so I can apologize for giving him a copyright stolen shirt that I made of Absolute
Amazing.
Batman.
I can't wait to get my absolute Jesus Christ #1 in the mail.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I guess I didn't pick my deceased one. Mike Waringo. I absolutely love his art. And when I was growing up, he kind of made me realize that I liked a certain type of art that I didn't see in the world as much. And I think you see it alive in like Chris Samnee and Doc Shaner and a lot of people like that. And yeah, Ringo's amazing.
Okay.
I guess I didn't choose my dead because Jesus is back.
He's risen.
Okay, I think we'll wrap up with this question. Since we brought him, David, you brought him up on the panel. This question is from Cameron Norbert.
Oh, yeah.
He asked, "What is a comic?" And we'll end on our fields, right? Something emotional. What is a comic that left an emotional mark on you that took you by surprise? The type of book that still serves a visceral feeling in you years later. I'm gonna start at the end of the table this time. Aaron, how about you take it away?
Ooh, I mean, I'd still go with, Superman Lost, simply because, again, that's like the most emotional one that I got. As far as like podcasting people that kind of brought it out, I'm gonna talk about you guys, Brad and Lisa, the episode, their Invincible series they did. I was literally listening to that, driving to New York Comic Con one year in a box truck full of comics, listening to that episode. And I was just, honestly, like, it brought me to tears because I was thinking about my relationship and struggles with my own self and the things I was going through, my trauma. So that was, if you guys ever want to listen to that episode, it is one of the most, I don't know, it's crazy. So.
Oh, thank you.
Chaos.
Yay!
So in terms of feelings, I've already talked about it. In by Will McPhail. It's a journey, I'll tell you. He is an artist through is it New York Times, everybody? I think. Yeah, New York Times artist, cartoonist, and this story is a roller coaster of emotion, and I don't even really want to say much about it. I feel like I would be robbing you of this experience. I will just say that, like, I was on a plane for a work expo, my day job, and I cried, I laughed, I cried again, like all the things. So, it's IN. Will McPhail.
My all-time favorite comic book run is the Dan Slott, Mike Allred Silver Surfer. And over the course of that comic, you get an entire romantic relationship from meet cute to, spoilers, one of the partners dying of old age. And what I love about that comic is, one, it really had me thinking about my husband's mortality and how it is a responsibility to go on. But also it gave me this turn of phrase, which is the infinite all in. And what the infinite all in is when you enter a relationship with someone, it can be any kind of relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be a romantic relationship. But a relationship is always going to end with someone being heartbroken, because either you break up or you hit the finish line and one of you dies, unless there's some kind of massive accident. Odds are either you're going to be the person who's heartbroken, or the person you love the most is going to be the person who ends up heartbroken. And the fact that we find that worth it every single time, and our entire existence is for seeking out that thing, it's pretty freaking beautiful. So everybody should read it. And the infinite all in is something I think about every day.
It's a great answer.
Thanks. Beat it.
I can't.
That answer.
I cry all the time. Like, I cry at tons of comics. I cry in every movie practically. I don't have a good answer. Like, what jumped out immediately was Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer's Murder Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Do a Powerbomb also. I cried during that too. But Murder Falcon was the one I first cried to of his. Yeah, and mortality stuff.
I have a answer that sounds fake to start with. X-Men 25, when Wolverine had his adamantium taken out of his body. I honestly cried explaining that to my mom. I was also like 9, so it's a pretty good explanation. And then the real answer is Arkiko Johnson's oh my God, No One Else. And that is a book that is very funny and very personal, that is about family tragedy, and it was a family tragedy that my family went through similarly. And so reading that was a very personal experience. I didn't cry as much as I did when Wolverine had his adamantium taken out, but still very personal.
All right, and I'll wrap this up by saying Lone Wolf and Cub, which is written by Kazuo Koike and illustrated by Goseki Kojima. It follows a father and son. I have this thing about revenge, but they are also on a journey of revenge. It spans like 28 volumes. I read it during like the lockdowns. So as you can imagine, all that emotion on top of like this like the word epic does not do it justice. It is like truly one of those like on par with like the Odyssey. It is such this transformative read, and it just came at such an interesting, like emotional, just time. And I want to reread it, but I know I got to be ready. I got to be in the right mindset. So Lone Wolf and Cub, if you've never read it, one of the all-time greatest comics in my mind.
And the movies are amazing.
And with that being said, that is all of our time. Ladies and gents, thank you so much for coming to our panel. You guys are great. Feel free to follow us wherever you get your podcast, and we'll catch you around. Thank you for coming out.